Our next award was created by the MassBio Economic Development Advisory Group, known as EDAG, to recognize an individual or organization that contributes to the industry's economic development here in Massachusetts. And to announce this year's winner, I'd like to welcome Mark Bamforth, who's a MassBio board member and longstanding chairman of EDAG. Please join me in welcoming Mark Bamforth, ladies and gentlemen.
So thank you, Bob. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here to give this award. So as you heard, EDAG, not the catchiest of names, but what we do is we assemble a group of people involved in building space, building labs and manufacturing space and incubators to support the growth of the industry. And we do that to think about the barriers, think about how we can support economic development in the state and ensure that we have the space needed for companies. We heard at the outset that there's been 9 million square feet of lab space created in the greater Boston area, and yet it's still hard to find space for companies. So we really value trying to help this part of the industry support and plan infrastructure. So right now I have the privilege of announcing this award. As Bob said, we try to look at example companies or individuals who've helped this growth in the industry and try to weigh up how their actions have really impacted at a local, a regional and a statewide basis. So the award this year, there was one company that really stood out for the impacts that they've had in the state, and that company is Pfizer, one of the largest biopharma companies within the state with 2,100 employees. They have grown their employment and infrastructure over many years here. They recently consolidated their R&D center in Boston and Cambridge into a single building with 280,000 square feet of space in Kendall Square. And they opened a new space within that building to support incubators and other modes of interacting with the community within biotech. Beyond Cambridge, Pfizer also added to their capacity at their 70-acre site in Andover, where they already have laboratories, clinical and commercial manufacturing, with the breaking ground on a 175,000 square foot clinical manufacturing facility last year. And Massachusetts now is really at the heart of Pfizer's worldwide R&D organization, with 3 of their 5 research units based here. The Pfizer Center for Therapeutic Innovation is also housed here, and this focuses on collaboration aimed at accelerating drug discovery by working alongside researchers at leading academic institutions, further allowing Pfizer to benefit from all that Massachusetts has to offer. All of this and more make Pfizer a very worthy recipient of this award. So now it's my pleasure to present the 2017 Leading Impact Award to Pfizer. Please join me in congratulating the winner with the acceptance of this award by Maury Birnbaum, Pfizer's Internal Medicine Chief Scientific Officer. Congratulations. Is Bob coming up?
Yeah, I'm
of course he's coming up.
picture opportunity. Hate to ruin my record.
Thank you very much. This is really quite an honor. It's an honor looking back at the people and companies that have received this award over the years. It's great to be in that group, and we're really proud to be part of MassBio. We're really proud to be a member of this group and interacting with this group. You know, a really important event happened in 2014 when Pfizer opened its Kendall Square site, which you just heard a bit about. And I think it's worth just thinking a little bit about why we decided to set up a site in Kendall Square, which we envisioned gradually becoming really the center of Pfizer research around the world, and it's well on its way to doing it. And I think there were 3 important principles that Pfizer really believes in in its constant fight to develop drugs for life-saving impact. First of all, it's really important to be in the middle of one of the great healthcare systems in the world. Not only to be reminded of the diseases, the patients that we're trying to help, but also to be close enough to have the dialogue with them and ask what really matters to them. We heard about a little bit about today. And constantly remembering that we're really here to serve those people. We're really developing the drugs to help them, not just to cure them, but to address those symptoms, those problems that matter most to the patient. And that's something we feel very strongly at Pfizer. That's where it all starts. Second of all, we really wanted to be amongst all this great science. We believe strongly that if we're really going to change healthcare, it's really going to start in the new science that allows us to do things today and develop drugs today that were impossible as little as 5 or 10 years ago, and this is the place to be, in the middle of Massachusetts. And lastly, it's the recognition by Pfizer that we can't do it alone, that as large as Pfizer is, on our own, we'll never develop the great drugs that are needed, but we have to do it in partnership with the academic communities, with the biotech, and with the foundations, quite frankly, that we work with very closely, many of whom, most of whom, are located in this great state of Massachusetts. So thank you for the award. I want to be clear that I'm accepting it representing the more than 2,100 people who work in Massachusetts for Pfizer and the 90,000 people scattered throughout the world. We're very honored to receive it. We really see this as representing the beginning of a very close relationship with all of you and all of the great companies, science, and medical care that Massachusetts has to offer. Thanks so much.